is WhisperSister. I'm gonna do a journal video in a minute. I found an old journal of mine yesterday, and it was one that, like, I'd looked through some of my older journals with the thought that I would start reading from another one, and for some reason this one wasn't in that stack of journals, so I never saw it. And yesterday I just found it when I was looking for something else. And I pretty much, I started reading it, and I pretty much read it cover to cover. It was from the time right before I started dating my boyfriend. What happened with us, actually, is that we met from, we used to work together, and long story short, we sort of had a false start. Like, we were going to sort of start seeing each other at one point, and he was just coming out of a long-term relationship at the time, and at the point where we sort of started getting involved, he kind of freaked out and said that he couldn't be with anybody at the moment, and yeah, it didn't happen. And I was really upset about that at the time, because I didn't have any baggage. I was ready to be in a relationship, and I wanted to be with him at the time. So it kind of affected me pretty bad, and it was sort of, I'm not going to get into all that stuff, but I was upset about it for almost the whole time between then and when we ended up really getting together, which was like about a year and a half. So I was upset about it for about a year, and, pretty obsessive, because that's kind of how my brain works anyway, and especially back then it was even more so. Anyways, so that's kind of like what I was writing about in these journals, or this journal that I read, and so the time period that this spans is pretty much like that time in between, right up until just before we started dating the second time around, which ended up being, this last 8 years. And I can't believe, reading the journal now, like, it almost made me want to throw up, because I could see myself the way I was then, and I could see so clearly what I did to myself in the course of this relationship, and it just affected me. Like, it's affected me. It makes me so sad. So I'm gonna try and read that whole journal for you guys, and well, for myself too. I really think it would be good for me to read, and to hear that stuff again, and to remember, and to see what happened for what it was. And also, if anyone else out there is considering, or on the verge of, or in the middle of doing what I did, I hope that it'll help you to snap out of it and realize what can happen in a relationship. It's scary. Anyway, so yeah, this is sort of, well, it's not really an introduction video, because I'm gonna just babble about some other things here too, but just to let you guys know, I'm gonna be doing that journal series soon. And it was, I don't know, just the way that I wrote, like, I remember at the time feeling, like, getting down on myself, thinking I wasn't very creative or whatever. I've always been really critical of myself anyway, but now, compared to how I've been, I'm just like, oh my god, like, God. And, like, it wasn't just the relationship, it was also, I think a large part, the antidepressant medication that I've been on, but whatever the cause, it's just unbelievable. And reading the way that I thought about things, and the way that I expressed myself, and remembering feeling that way and being that person, and then to see the person that I became, is just scary. Anyway, so today I woke up feeling kind of, well, actually, I didn't really wake up, I didn't really sleep. I didn't really have much sleep last night, and as a result, I was really cranky today, and really emotionally, I'm kind of, volatile right now. This morning, like at work today, we had a big, audit, a food safety audit, from a new customer that we're trying to get, and it was so grueling and long and just the biggest test of my patience I think that I've ever had, and I was not in the right kind of headspace to be doing something like that today, and it took the entire day, and I was like just keeping it together barely the whole time, and my goodness, it was a really, really tough day for me. I got to work stressed out and so full of my own garbage that a coworker asked me a pretty simple question, and I totally snapped at him and bit his head off. And yeah, his feelings got hurt, and he was then angry at me and being kind of a bit of a, like, you know, throwing a bit of a tantrum about it. So we worked it out afterwards, but that really bothered me that I was like that, because I'm not usually like that. I don't usually snap at people and take my frustration out on people who don't deserve it. So I was pretty disappointed in myself. So after the audit was over, I just went to my other coworker's house. She lives on the, sort of pretty much on the property. It's like a couple driveways down. The house is owned by our bosses, and she rents it from them with her husband. And I was just like, do you guys still have that spare bed? Because I really need a nap. And I went over there and I slept for about 4 hours after work. And it was the first time I've slept in a bed, even for probably a month. I've been sleeping on the couch at home. And yeah, I just really, really needed some sleep. So I did that, and then I went out for coffee with a friend of mine. Coffee and cheesecake. She's a really good friend, and she needed some help with the school project that she was working on, but we ended up also talking about my experience, my life, and everything quite a bit, and it was good. She's sort of somebody who I can relax with and laugh with, and we kind of get silly together, and I was like, you know, still kind of sleep deprived and silly, and it was good to just laugh and not be so serious for a minute. So we had fun, and we were kind of like joking around with the waiter. He was funny. Yeah, anyway, that was good. And so now I'm just parked in my car by my dad's house, actually, recording this video. I don't really want to go home right now, just because, well, I don't know. I just don't. So I'm going to do some journal videos here. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind. There's like a storm or something. It's really, really windy. But yeah, I'm glad to be a woman, a relatively unthreatening looking woman at times like this, because I like to park in my car in random places and do things like this, record videos or whatever, and I think that if I was like a middle-aged, creepy-looking man, I probably would have had the cops called on me by now, or something. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. I get a lot of weird looks, but I don't know. Right now, my car is like my only little pocket of privacy and my space. So, no, I don't want you to think I'm living in my car. That's not the case, but I do like to just park and have a little bit of solitude. Yeah, so this video will be very relaxing for any of you guys. I just kind of wanted to talk about what I was going through at the moment. I do expect that my mood will improve shortly. It has to, right? So, there will be more cheerful, upbeat videos coming soon.